And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, Oceania DLC. On our Artica class planet on hard difficulty, we're on round 185 with 3 decisions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, those decisions weren't very hard. We're going to move a couple troops to get them into proper position for the upcoming war. Okay, they're not quite the right position. No, we don't have the strategic move to get them to the exact right position right now. And honestly, this is probably good enough placing if we needed to start the war next turn. We've limited trade, we've cancelled the pact, cancelled the science thing. Expel, oh, we can expel the diplomats. Yeah, let's expel the diplomats.
Okie dokie.
So now it just comes down to dropping their opinion enough that we don't generate a bunch of opinion loss on declaration. Happiness loss. So we're going to want to push them a couple times with a provocation first. Ideal world.
Order acknowledged.
Okay, let me go ahead and put the colonists in Yeso.
Order acknowledged.
4 more turns like that, and we'll have Yeso ready to go to level 3. AT's roughly in position. I see their tanks have moved. So the anti-tank are actually arguably out of position. Might be worth trying to stand up another anti-tank for that purpose. Do I have enough ability to raise the formation here to raise some anti-tank here? No, we definitely got logistics issues out here. Surprise, that should be on the rail line, which we've been running plenty. Oh, we're at the action point limit, basically on the rail line. Okay. We'll put the a new rail station here. That'll help. In a couple turns when it's built. That proceeded at speed. That proceeded at speed. Airbase delayed a little bit. We're having worker hiring issues. We're only level 3 here, so we've actually got most of the people now in worker status. Mostly positioned here. Fine. Yeah, so it's mainly raising AT. I wanted to play some AT. I think we'll go ahead and bring another one down here, maybe for the 27th. And I don't think we have logistics to push it. Oh, we can get it a little down the road. And then probably, well, we already worked out we don't have the ability to ship it out there by rail. We are probably, based on the information we have, going to want a couple out there. So we will raise them. Take them a little while to get out there, but we'll raise them. We'll say 18th and 13th for the command of these. Okay. Continue keeping our population growing, where you keep interacting with the slave trader.
Yes.
Standing by.
Standing by.
Let's call it the mainframe AI. Okay, so you can see there's some difficulty here. Still a
Yes,
guaranteed
sir.
pass. Gain. Let us discover serpentization. There we go. That's another tech that I frequently end up using. We haven't been using on this planet because we have nice access to volcanic power, which is nice. But I have used it in the past. Okay, I think that's actually everything we want to do this turn. Construction's going fine. Victory overview, where stop the backsliding and actually going up a little bit. Work-wise, you can use a little bit more. Time to swap off of
Copy
aerodynamic. Let's do jet engine efficiency. I believe this affects both jet engines and turbojets.
Copy that.
Yeah, and once that's up to about 50%, we'll try going around and designing a new round of fighter bombers. Recon fighter bombers, that sort of stuff. Okay, let's cycle that turn. I think we got like a round or two of provocation, and then we'll be at war. And if I hammer her a little bit less, we can probably get through the turns a little bit faster. Round 186, we have 8 decisions. I'm going to try to upgrade the MG, but we're not going to be worried too much about it if it doesn't get shipped out. We don't have a lot of
Yes, sir.
MG units to deploy.
Okie dokie.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Missile launcher, I think. We developed missiles. Oh, we haven't discovered missiles, but it looks at it then. Making sure we're not worried about medium aircraft, we're not worried about heavy aircraft, we're not worried about. Let's improve the AT. So back when we redesigned these, the best we could do is 180. We can now up it to 300 millimeter. And pad and parachute is what we're running. We can now go up to heavy combat armor. So those will be a lot stronger.
Affirmative.
Critical assess.
Affirmative.
Negative. We'll just accept his demands. And some heart. Mass upgrade all the MGs to the new model everywhere.
Yes, sir.
280 of the... No, 2,800 of the 3,500 of them have been upgraded. So 700 of them weren't upgraded. We'll accept that's good enough.
Okie dokie.
Failure. Oh, we didn't provocate them enough. All things. This is another thing that we can use to sort of make them a little grumpy. Shadow Spy on the Director of the Foreign Affairs, or not, Secret Service.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And we're gonna try to convince them to have a rebellion. Most likely going to fail. There's a 16% chance of success, which means a 34% chance of critical failure.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And we succeeded. Unsatisfied people from Tyrannus We're lured into joining the rebels. We rolled 234 against a difficulty of 225. Bunch and rest, and a rebellion is spawned. And we didn't get caught. So, other than the fact they've now got a rebellion, or will have a rebellion, they don't know that that was us. Okay. I was half hoping to get spotted and detected, but we didn't. Our spy did a good job. So we cycle it her? And that should move us towards... Oh, I forgot to move the units. That should move us towards winning, because now they've got to fight a lot of their own people. I don't have any expectations that rebellion is going to make a big difference. As we can see by their large numbers of guys, while they're not particularly well organized on our front line, they do have enough that they probably can pull guys off to deal with that fairly easy.
Aye, aye, sir.
Do like the same with the artillery. We'll do siege grenadier infantry. We probably won't build any. If we can get the option to motorize that, that's probably what we'll end up using. Protests in Newton Flats. As we get into some of the demands.
Okie
Commercial
dokie.
action. You specifically are getting a little grumpy. What can we do to improve your relations?
Copy that.
No, that isn't working.
Copy that.
That didn't work. We have access to you.
Standing by.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
A very specific trick up our sleeve. Target's 73-year-old male. You're not targeting the right person. That makes sense.
Copy that.
There we go. A little bit better opinion there. Push you down the road. Push you down the road. Strategic move. Get them a little bit farther down the road with the strategic move. Move into position. Strat card. We do want to provoke them. Lower our mutual opinion.
Okie dokie.
There we go. Successfully offended. Apparently still up in the 50s. We'd like it to get to like 40 something, ideally. Covert Ops. Cold Rebellion 2. Yeah, so we've got a chance to do it again. Let's... Still not a guaranteed thing to do. But we'll grab the Shadow Spy, apply it to the Spy Master.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
And then he will go and attempt to spawn a rebellion. I think that's probably is their biggest city, so we probably want to pick the same target again. Yeah, that's probably their biggest city. That's the rebels as well. Okay, so they haven't really moved to respond to the rebels. yet. So, growing the rebels is a plan.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Critical success. I should have only been able to roll 240, and I somehow rolled 299. Skill levels, spy bonus, leader stat bonus, leader dopinator, relations, rolled an 86. Yep, don't know how I rolled a 90 or 299. We should only be able to roll max at 240, but somewhere there's a math missing there. Math missing specifically in this bit of it. If this is if this is what was actually rolled. Another thing is we might not be able to see the unrest, I suppose. Yeah, there's probably some stat in there that we don't... It isn't being calculated into this properly. Yes, we made the rebellion bigger. And victory score-wise... Apparently didn't affect the population enough to swing victory score in our direction. But once again, we've inspired rebellion without actually getting detected.
Yes.
Oops, that'll be fine. Put in the wrong zone. You don't... Or you like enforcement. That's what's been going on. It's been pissing you off slowly. Because I've been moving against enforcement.
Yes.
Oh, your faction's also somewhat unhappy. Let's, gift your faction.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
A couple times. Make that faction reasonably happier. And then let's generate some money by selling rare earth metals. That's not a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
Sell it anyway. Yeah, and then some machines.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's cycle a turn. We'll see how things go. Around 180, we got 7 decisions. The staff council director has just quit due to old age. Okay. We like heart. We'll make do with the fact we're getting some government there. That'll be fine.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders. Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
And how's the rebellion going? So we can see the rebellion is getting bigger. In territory. I don't have enough political power to poke them with the rebellion stick again. Guy's been getting lucky. Well, I suppose I could go with the less likely to succeed choice. Yeah, we're not going to do that, but we could do that.
Yes, sir.
Said we are going to go ahead and build up our spies in the region so we can at least track the progress of the rebels. While trying to provoke a war.
Okie dokie.
Success, lowered their opinion, down to 42. Yeah, we want this to be low enough that we're not taking happiness, so I think it's one more tick down. Attach you to the 27th. And then keep these guys moving. You are the 19th. And then you're trying to get up to the 13th. The tanks have apparently moved and they're not up there anymore. Putting an anti-tank up there just in case is probably a smart idea either way. And these guys are in position. Yeah, I think we're just waiting to not take the happiness hit.
Standing by.
Order acknowledged.
Standing by for orders.
Yes.
Construction is moving forward. Let's go ahead and queue up another level of the airfield. Oh no, airfield 3 is fine. But we do want to build up another on the rail station. And then raise... Assuming we have the logistics. We don't have the logistics. Yeah, we don't have the logistics this turn. Raise some fighter bombers. That's the plan. That'll be raised next turn then. And then the other thing to do is we got a request to raise bureaucracy. You can't be raised. When do I need it raised by? 8 turns. You'll be done in basically 6. And we can get you done, let's say 6 as well, so that'll be fine. That'll get our demand done, we won't lose another demand. Okay, one more turn, one more provocation. I think it's time to cycle the turn to get that provocation going. Suffer no losses, nor big kills. We have 5 decisions, around 189. Got the artillery done. We've discovered walkers, which is nice. You're the best person we got for the staff council. You're Camp 2. This was the emotional guy, which, good at diplomacy, not what we need right now. We had a senior. Let's ask for 2 seniors.
Copy that.
Technician science, not what we're looking for. Okay. Grab a civilian then.
Copy that.
And a military.
Copy that.
Even either of those are better. No. Okay, never mind. You might get the job just because you're the best of the bad people.
Yes.
Okay. Haven't discovered missiles yet. We'll take the walker.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Yes.
Copy that.
Okie dokie.
Okay, and we're going to play that provocation card.
Okie dokie.
Critical success. So now we should be able to declare on them. With only getting fist. That's acceptable.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Let there be war. Circle some guys. Okay, that should disrupt these guys' supply. They'll probably be able to do a breakout pretty easily there, but at least temporarily suppressed. Got that guy encircled. That one's circled. See if those guys advance. Because we've got a little bit of a headspace here they can try to run through. A lot of this is mainly providing pressure, not necessarily with the intention of breakthrough. So as to pull attention off of other fronts. Again, we got an AT asset that hasn't quite arrived. This one hasn't arrived yet either. Yo, it's at least in the ballpark where it needs to be. Okay, starting to circle around the bottom of the city here. And you can see we're encircling the city. We, from before, in theory, believe there is only level bombers in the city.
Sky. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Apparently, level bombers are not completely harmless in the air. My guess is they're probably running some air-to-air weapons. Twin Gauss heavy MGs. Okay, so they got some air-to-air. Well, first phase, we have got our reconnaissance off. We know what's there. Mass attack on the bombers, I think, is probably the way that the fighters will go today. This attack run.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Okay, the fighters went out, and the fighter bombers went out, and suffered no losses and inflicted 5 destroyed planes on the ground. Forced 23 into retreat, with 8 subunits still operational. So that should inhibit their ability to carry out airstrikes. And we'll do some air reconnaissance here. We see, in theory, some tanks. Let's get air recon on the tanks.
Birds are in the sky.
Enemy does apparently have fighter support from an airfield. Wasn't able to do any intercept on our reconnaissance run. Don't think we got any... Oh, well, we could basically recon the neighboring place. It's not what we're going to do. 12 to air attack. Time to do some fighting. So we did some reconnaissance here. I'm not really expecting any return fire. So, okay, they do have fighters. The fighters did able to come up to intercept and disrupt our attack run. Okay. Fair enough. We don't currently have enough logistics to field more fighter bombers, so we're not going to. Now the question is there anywhere I want to attack with the ground troops? I think the answer is no. We've done our advancing, we've staked our stake just a little bit closer to them.
Order acknowledged.
Standing by for orders.
Yes.
Construction is mostly proceeding. Should be able to complete our demands this way. Yeah, I think with that, I think we're going to roll the turn over and see how the enemy counterattacks, given the significantly higher pressure we've placed on their field units.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Roll the turn, seeing the counterattack. Or the withdrawal. We're not sure which they're going to do. They've got lots of breaks in the line, so they could either attack or withdraw, depending on how threatened they feel. My immediate suspicion is one way or the other, they're going to try to shore up their position, whether it's by withdrawing or attacking. We can see, because the AI apparently has already decided what it's doing. It's got 275 things to do. They didn't attack, we stood firm. They didn't attack. That time they were successful, so they managed to break out of that pocket. Otherwise, it does appear that they are withdrawing. The attack, they stood firm, so they weren't able to escape that pocket. Attack, stood firm, so they haven't been able to escape that pocket. Which probably means in those cases we can destroy those pockets at this point. And yes, the enemy appears to be doing a calculated withdrawal to try to reform their lines. In most places. They are still holding that city firm. Seeing the wrath of their armor there, that's a big armor unit. Their bomber strike. Attack from multiple directions, push the guy back down the road. Bomber strike. Attack from multiple directions. Apparently actually force us into a pocket. And destroy the unit. That unit of grunts was destroyed in its entirety. So not everything is going our way. There is a lot of withdrawing, a lot of reorganizing of the lines on their side. We lost a lot more infantry than we killed of theirs. 4,000, 7 of our infantry were killed, 30 tanks were destroyed, we killed 60 tanks. No, I think I didn't see any of the battles occurring where our tanks were, so I think those were buggies. We lost 30 buggies to the 60 of their tanks.
Affirmative. We'll go.
Victory score-wise, we did ship up quite a bit. We went up like a whole point. And everything else appears stable. We went through bullets really quickly. We went through 10,000, just short of 10,000 bullets. More than we produced. Which, granted, we're only making like 2,000 bullets right now. Go ahead and crank out another 20,000 bullets to make sure we don't run low. And yeah, in some theaters, we're on the attack. Some theaters, we are on a solid defend. Traded 1 lost subunit for the armor unit completely, 2 armor units being completely destroyed. I think that's a fair trade. I did manage to break out there. Circle light unit to provide pressure. And again, if we can, we want to cut off that city. Not quite broken into the city yet. Definitely becoming very tedious or tenuous for them. Let's commit a air recon with the damaged Constance group.
Birds are in the sky. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Okay, we were driven off again by their air capacity. But it's time for an air attack on the airfield. Mass air attack. Once again, all the targets in the target area are very vulnerable to the fighter bombers, tearing them to bits.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
No losses on our side this time. Managed to deflect 6 subunits destroyed on the ground. Pretty much disabling, or almost completely disabling, all the level bomber squadrons, hopefully protecting the area from retaliation by the air. Troops are generally moving forward in all sectors, in the east at least. West is not going so hot.
Going in. Mission accomplished.
Okay, we don't have quite enough mobility to get the AT involved. So we'll do a little line blocking with AT instead of involving it. RPG units should be efficient to get rid of the light tanks, things we were able to stop them from breaking out before, and they were. Okay, this is a little aggressive, but we're going to go ahead and cut their supply line. One turn of being out of supply is unlikely to realistically affect the troops very much, but apply the pressure and it might do something. Or at least cause them to try to break out. So, that anti-tank asset obviously needs to go running down to the tanks in the south. They've got a heavy armored unit coming through. 300mm polymer plating. Our guys are actually going to... Even the new AT, or the old AT, is going to struggle with that. The PKs here are not the best for dealing with such heavy armor. We'll have to raise... I'm going to raise a quick formation of the new stuffed. New 300mm guns. Those will take a while to get down there, but they will have the armor penetration to do what needs to be done. Yeah, we hooked up to the road network there. And we hooked up to the road network here. Yes. Okay, so we don't know exactly what we're going to do with those heavy tanks, because heavy tanks are apparently quite painful. We're going to raise the missing unit. And I got destroyed on the last turn. Reform it there. We're going to tease them with the fact that we're going to leave the flank a little open there. Okay. Let's poke them there.
Move out.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Mission accomplished.
We took the Hex, but the Hex wasn't arguably worth taking. So hoping to get a little bit better KD ratio on there. Wanted to replenish troops, thank you. We've got the machine guns ready to go out, apparently. Which haven't been deployed. RPGs. Queue them up for deployment. Oh, actually, I should check to see if those are militia MGs that are waiting to go out, or actual MGs. They were actual MGs. Yeah, okay. We'll do some air recon. We got the AT probably position in the north. We don't in the south. So let's do Oh, I don't have the readiness on the air recon to do the recon on the place I want to, do I? No, they're just out of range with our current readiness. Okay. What will it do here?
Birds are in the sky. Whiskey Tango.
Can see that they have fighter squadrons that tried to intercept us. That did provide us a little bit of reconnaissance, so we can see there is a mass of 4 tanks there, so we will attempt an air attack on the armored column. Bombs away.
Bombs away. Whiskey Tango.
Managed to kill 1 tank. And if we can, we want to extend the road. Connect up to the existing road network if we can. That one's already connected. So this one we're going to go ahead and stretch like so to provide some supply on the wing there. Oh, we have 3 destroyed buggies that need replacing. And recon air, queue that up for replacement. And with the rail network improved, we can get some fighter bombers here. This will allow us to destroy some more tanks in the following turns.
Order acknowledged.
And yeah, the offensive here is going reasonably well. We cleared the pocket, cleared a couple pockets down here. Generally advancing, which is a good sign. The only place where we've had a serious setback, well, the only place where we've really had a setback, per se, was against the heavy tanks down here. We were in this hex, we've been completely driven out of it. And this actually arguably sees no signs of stopping. I don't think the infantry with the current equipment are going to be able to stop those heavy tanks. That is part of the reason we've raised the new Pack 2 unit to come down here and try to save the 30th, because the 30th needs bigger guns, let's say. In fact, actually, I think they need bigger guns so badly. Can I get a second wave of motorized anti-tank there? Yes. Okay, get me a second wave of motorized anti-tank to go help them. Oh no, that's the existing one. That's the one we want. I'm going to ship it down the road as fast as we can. The other alternative is maybe to try to redesign some heavy tanks of our own. They don't necessarily need to be fast, but they need to basically be able to do armored response to that. And okay, I think construction's going well. Nothing else I want to queue up. Victory overview moved in our favor. We wanted to move farther in our favor, though. Oh, I suppose we do have another major on the map. We have a friendship pact with them. Already have a friendship pact with them. How hard is it to get? They do not have a faction that supports it. Okay, so we can't get victory pact with them. That was one of the questions I was thinking, because that would be one way to speed up winning as well. If we could take over that 10 victory points they're worth. But the answer to that right now is no. Can I? Answer maybe no. Get the Civil War to spread again. No. Well, because I don't have enough political power. I'm 11 political power short. And we probably need the Shadow Spy, which is another like 10 or 12 points. Possibly next turn. So let's roll the turn. I think we are at that point in the turn.
Standing by for
Yes.
give or take.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let this part go a little bit long so that we'll see how everything advances during this end turn, and then we'll pick it up in the next part as the war drives on. So the enemy is thinking. Game has already given them 135 different actions, 160, 170, 180. We haven't, as we're rolling through it, we haven't necessarily seen anything that is an attack on us. I suspect there will be at least a attack somewhere. There we go. There's one. They managed to break out. They attack the guys doing the encirclement. They fail to break out. Okay, so we're going to probably clear that pocket. Driven back from a salient. They attack. We stand firm. AT assets doing their job. Attack the salient. Okay, the unit in the salient is probably going to have to pull back, but the rest of that position is looking fine and dandy. We're looking at a good distraction. Armored column attacks is quite successful. Yeah, their armored column over there is being an issue. We're gonna have to try to tear it up a bit more with the fighter armors in the future. Defender stands firm. Inflict some losses on their tanks. It's good to see. Yes, we will resume where we left off next time. Bottom of round 181. With a situation where we just lost... Well, we killed 1,000 infantry and destroyed 90 tanks. This turn we did not lose any of our own vehicles, but we did still lose 3,800 infantry, so the kill-to-death ratio is not quite going our way. The territorial exchange is still in our favor, I believe. So until the next time, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow, because we're going to record one more part tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to do a short break, because I need to get up and stretch the legs, and then we'll get back into having one more recording for the night. Hopefully I'll try to keep it a little bit shorter, which probably means it'll be shorter number of turns, so probably like a turn or two. We'll see. So until the next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.